In the fishing village, where the waves kissed the golden sand, extraordinary stories were born among nets and boats. The endless sea held ancient secrets, while the sun bathed the small harbor in light, where a tale of good and evil was about to unfold. Miguel, a resilient fisherman, carried in his deep blue eyes the reflection of a life marked by challenges. His sun-kissed, salt-weathered skin told stories of hope and struggle. A simple man but with a giant heart, he sustained his family with honest work, transforming every difficulty into an opportunity for growth and love. Every day, Miguel woke up before the first ray of sun, when the sky still held hues of deep blue mingled with gray. His ritual was simple and sacred, preparing for another day of fishing, sustenance for his family, and hope for his community. He donned his worn-out boots, put on his tattered fishing shirt, and picked up his tools of trade with the same reverence of a priest preparing the altar. His routine was marked by a discipline almost spiritual. His small wooden boat, inherited from his father, seemed to know every movement of his calloused hands. The nets were spread out with precision and care, as if each thread represented a piece of his soul. Miguel understood that fishing was not merely a job, but a heritage, a commitment to the tradition of generations of fishermen. The days were not always generous. Some mornings the sea seemed hostile, with waves that challenged his courage and determination. Even in the toughest moments, when fish were scarce and sustenance seemed distant, Miguel maintained an unwavering inner strength. His wife, Maria, and their two sons, Pedro and João, were the fuel that fed his resilience. On his return home, regardless of the quantity of fish caught, Miguel always shared the fruits of his labor. If the catch was abundant, he distributed it among the more needy neighbors. If it was scarce, he divided it with the same generosity, believing that true wealth lay in solidarity, not in quantity. Family moments were sacred. In the evening, seated on the porch of his simple seaside home, Miguel listened to his children's stories, mended nets, and contemplated the horizon. His eyes, even when weary, shone with unwavering hope. He knew that every challenge was an opportunity for growth, every difficulty a chance to demonstrate resilience. The community respected him not for the quantity of fish he caught, but for the integrity of his character. He was a man who preferred to work hard rather than accept easy favors, who believed in the power of unity and collective work. His philosophy was simple: face each day with dignity, love, and hope, no matter how tempestuous the sea or life might be. Miguel's serene life was abruptly interrupted when the sea, once generous and abundant, began to reveal its cruel side. The long droughts that followed created a desolate scenario, transforming the blue horizon into a waterless desert, where hope seemed to wither like plants without water. Local fishermen, including Miguel, watched in disbelief the transformation of the environment. The shoals that once danced close to the shore now seemed to have abandoned those waters, leaving behind a disturbing silence. The boats remained tied, their nets dry and forgotten, mute witnesses to a tragedy foretold. Miguel felt the weight of family responsibility grow heavier each day. Scarcity was not merely an issue of economic survival, but a direct challenge to his dignity and ability to provide. Maria's eyes, his wife, without uttering a word, conveyed a deep concern that pierced the soul of this hard-working man. The storms that followed were even more devastating. Howling winds lashed the coast, destroying small boats and carrying away the last vestiges of hope. Miguel gazed at the horizon, his mind navigating between the anguish of the present and the fear of the uncertain future that loomed. The community of fishermen, once united and resilient, began to show signs of despair. Whispers in the small bars and central square revealed a common feeling, a sense of abandonment, not only by the sea, but by all the forces that seemed to conspire against their survival. Pedro and João, his sons, no longer played carefreely. Their eyes, once full of life and expectation, now reflected a premature understanding of life's difficulties. Miguel felt his heart break every time he saw them exchanging looks of concern, well beyond their tender age. In the silence of the nights, Miguel raised quiet prayers, not for miracles, but for strength. His faith was not one of surrender, but of resistance. He knew that every challenge was an opportunity to demonstrate the true essence of humanity, the capacity to overcome, to reinvent oneself, to find light even in the darkest moments. The battle against adversity had begun, and Miguel was ready to face it, not with arrogance, but with the humility of one who understands that true strength lies not in dominating nature, but in harmonizing with its transformations. On the night, when the storm raged furiously over the small fishing village, Miguel gazed through the window at the turbulent waters, feeling the weight of despair pressing on his shoulders. Thunder split the dark sky, illuminating his worry-marked face for a brief moment when a mysterious shadow materialized at his doorstep. It was an elegant and enigmatic figure, with a smile that oscillated between fascinating and threatening. Lucifer, as he would later introduce himself, radiated a supernatural energy that immediately captured Miguel's attention. His eyes, deep as abysses, seemed to hold secrets of millennia, while his voice, soft as a whisper, echoed promises of salvation. "I know of your difficulties," said Lucifer, stepping inside without permission. "I am aware of every anguish that crosses your fisherman's soul." Miguel, paralyzed between fear and curiosity, felt a shiver run down his spine. The visitor's words sounded like balm for his deepest wounds. The proposal would be simple, yet fraught with complexity. Absolute prosperity in exchange for something which deliberately remained nebulous. Lucifer promised to restore fishing abundance, return hope to the community, and guarantee the sustenance of Miguel's family for generations, without specifying the true price of this pact. Miguel's eyes, once clouded with worry, sparkled for a moment with a mix of hope and distrust. The temptation was real, tangible, almost palpable. Every word from Lucifer seemed to stitch perfectly into his most urgent needs, as if he knew every line of his existence. The tension in the atmosphere was palpable. The lightning seemed to await, as silent spectators, the unfolding of that crucial moment. Miguel felt his heart race, balancing between reason and despair, between the integrity that had always guided him and the possibility of economic redemption. Lucifer approached, his fragrance mingling with the smell of sea air and rain. "You can have it all," he whispered, just a simple gesture, and he extended his hand, an invitation that transcended the material world, a challenge that would test the deepest limits of human dignity. In that moment, Miguel understood that the choice he made would not only determine his individual fate, but the future of his entire community. The pact with the unknown was about to be sealed, revealing that not always does salvation come from the most evident paths. In the stillness of the night, as the storm roared and lightning illuminated the darkness, an enigmatic presence materialized at Miguel's door. Lucifer, with his charming smile and eyes that seemed to contain secrets of millennia, appeared as an emissary of tempting promises. His slender body cast a shadow that danced on the wooden walls of the humble house, creating an atmosphere of mystery and anticipation. His voice, soft as silk and penetrating as a whisper of temptation, echoed with a hypnotic melody that seemed to capture every cell of Miguel. "I can solve all your problems," said Lucifer, his eyes sparkling with a mix of seduction and challenge. "The scarcity plaguing your community, the hunger threatening your family, all can be transformed into abundance. It just takes a small agreement." Miguel felt a chill run down his spine. He knew that this proposal was not common. It was not innocent. Every word from Lucifer seemed to weigh tons, loaded with hidden meanings and dangerous possibilities. The temptation was real, nearly palpable, seducing his vulnerability. Miguel's thoughts swirled like whirlpools. The image of Maria and the children enduring hunger contrasted sharply with the promise of prosperity. His heart struggled between the urgent need and the fear of the unknown, between immediate survival and the eternal consequences of a hasty choice. Lucifer continued, his voice modulating like a symphony of possibilities. "It won't only be material wealth," he explained, "but a complete transformation. Power, influence, recognition, all within your grasp." Each word was a hook cast into the murky waters of Miguel's despair. The proposal transcended simple financial gain. It was a pact that promised to rewrite the destiny not only of Miguel but of his entire community. An agreement that seemed to offer hope where there had once been despair, light where there had only been darkness. But something inside Miguel prevented him from accepting immediately. His intuition, refined by years of struggle and respect for life, whispered silent alarms. Every smile from Lucifer seemed to hide traps. Each promise concealed a price that might be too high to pay. The silence between them was thick, loaded with tension. Miguel understood that this moment would define not only his future but possibly the destiny of all he loved. The choice between instant temptation and integrity was more than a decision. It was a test of character. Lucifer waited, motionless, his enigmatic smile revealing the patience of one who knows the intricacies of human nature. Miguel took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the decision he was about to make, aware that his answer could change everything forever. The following fraction of time translated into an extraordinary challenge for Miguel, as his courage would be tested beyond known limits. The fisherman understood that moments of greatest adversity are also those that reveal the true essence of humanity. With unwavering determination, Miguel gathered other fishermen from the community to discuss survival strategies. Each meeting was marked by an energy of solidarity, where the more experienced shared ancestral knowledge about navigation and fishing, creating a network of mutual support that transcended simple economic survival. The difficulties seemed endless. Days of fishing yielded increasingly scarce catches, forcing the fishermen to explore more distant and dangerous waters. Even amid adversity, Miguel maintained a hopeful outlook, believing that unity would be their greatest strength against the tempests. His wife Maria played a fundamental role in this journey. While Miguel fought the sea, she organized the community, coordinating food exchanges, caring for the children, and keeping the flame of hope alive. Her silent gestures of courage inspired everyone around her, turning need into an opportunity for collective growth. Miguel's sons, Pedro and Juan, were also learning valuable lessons during this period. They watched their father face challenges with dignity, understanding that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the ability to endure and reinvent oneself in the face of adversity. The community developed creative strategies to overcome scarcity. Fishermen began to exchange knowledge on alternative fishing techniques, shared equipment, and created a rotating system that allowed everyone a chance to catch food, distributing the risks and possibilities. Miguel realized that each challenge was an opportunity for growth. His philosophy of life prevented him from surrendering to despair or accepting easy solutions that compromised his integrity. He preferred to face difficulties with hard work and confidence in humanity's capacity for overcoming. The resilience of the community was impressive. Even with limited resources, they organized moments of celebration and mutual support. Simple festivals where everyone shared the little they had became moments of renewal and strengthening community ties. In the most challenging moments, Miguel raised quiet prayers. He did not ask for miracles or supernatural interventions, but for strength to continue fighting, wisdom to make the right decisions, and hope to believe that better days would come. Miguel's journey represented more than a personal battle against scarcity. It was an eloquent demonstration of how unity, solidarity, and hope can be more powerful instruments than any demonic pact, no matter how tempting it may seem. On the night when the storm challenged the limits of human resistance, Miguel found himself facing the greatest dilemma of his life. Lucifer, with his enigmatic smile and penetrating gaze, represented the ultimate temptation, offering a proposal that could completely transform his destiny. The silence weighed like an invisible mountain between the two characters. Miguel felt each beat of his heart resounding like a war drum within, aware that this moment would define not only his future, but that of his entire family and community. Lucifer stepped closer, his presence floating like a seductive shadow. "You can have everything you've always dreamed of," he whispered, his melodious voice carrying promises of abundance and power. Each word was an invisible thread trying to ensnare Miguel in his seductive web. The fisherman's eyes, once blue and serene like the sea on calm days, now burned with an intensity that revealed his internal conflict. He saw beyond the immediate proposal. He understood that accepting would not only transform his financial situation, but potentially compromise his integrity and deeper values. In his memory, Maria and their children surfaced as a beacon of hope. Their faces, marked by struggle and resilience, seemed to silently whisper about the importance of maintaining dignity above any momentary temptation. Miguel knew that his choice would represent far more than a simple agreement. It would be a testament to character. Lucifer, sensing Miguel's hesitation, moved even closer, his body casting a shadow that danced on the walls of the humble house. "Think carefully," he provoked. "Your family suffers. Your community is withering. I have the power to change everything instantly." Each word was calculated, aimed precisely at Miguel's vulnerabilities. The fisherman took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the decision. He knew that this moment represented much more than a personal choice. It was a test of his faith, courage, and principles. His hand trembled slightly, not from fear, but from a determination rising from the depths of his soul. With clarity that surprised even Lucifer, Miguel lifted his gaze. His eyes, once clouded with doubt, now shone with an unwavering inner light. He understood that his true wealth lay not in what he could gain, but in what he already possessed: love, dignity, and hope. "No," Miguel replied, his voice firm as a rock against the waves. "My family and my community are worth more than any promise of instant wealth." In that moment, he was not merely refusing a pact, but reaffirming his humanity and deepest values. Lucifer stepped back, his smile transforming into an expression of muted respect. Miguel had passed the ultimate test, choosing integrity over temptation, unity over individualism, proving that there are battles won not by power, but by the heart. The morning after Miguel's refusal, something extraordinary began to unfold in the small fishing village. As if nature itself recognized the moral strength of the fishermen, the winds changed direction, bringing a breeze laden with hope and renewal. The sea, once hostile and desolate, began to reveal its generosity, returning the life and abundance long denied. The schools of fish returned gently, dancing among the waves like an orchestra of silvers and blues. Each fish seemed to carry not just sustenance, but a message of resilience and renewal. Miguel watched this transformation with misty eyes, realizing that his refusal of the pact with Lucifer had not been in vain. The community, once dispersed and disheartened, began to unite with renewed energy. Fishermen, once isolated in their struggles, now shared nets, stories, and hope. Maria embraced Miguel with tears of joy, recognizing that true wealth lay in that moment of connection and love. Pedro and João, his sons, ran along the beach celebrating the return of life. Their laughter echoed like a symphony of joy, washing away the remnants of previous despair. Miguel contemplated that scene, feeling that his choice to maintain integrity had been rewarded in a way that no demonic pact could provide. The transformation was not merely external, but deeply spiritual. Every net cast into the sea, every fish caught, now carried a deeper meaning. It was no longer just an act of survival, but a celebration of human resilience, the ability to overcome adversity while maintaining dignity and hope. The days that followed were filled with reconstruction and renewal. The village, once on the brink of collapse, emerged with a force that transcended mere material prosperity. It was a community strengthened by unity, faith, and the understanding that true power does not lie in supernatural agreements, but in solidarity and collective effort. Miguel continued to be the heart of that community, not for wealth or status, but for his unwavering integrity. His example became a beacon, illuminating the path for all around him. Each morning was a celebration of life, each sunset a confirmation that true goodness always finds its way. Miguel's story echoed beyond that small village, becoming a legend of resilience and hope, a living testament that true wealth is not bought, traded, but built with love, hard work, and integrity. And so, the fisherman who faced the devil transformed not only his own life, but the destiny of an entire community. Miguel's decision transcends the mere act of resisting temptation. He understands that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in integrity, love, and human connection. His journey reveals that hope arises from unity, from the courage to face challenges collectively, and from an unshakable faith in kindness. By choosing the path of dignity, Miguel not only saves himself but inspires his entire community.